Oh, so here we are. Um, Today I would like to talk about world peace. Not world peas, these little green peas that you get, not world peas, world peace. Um, it would be really nice to see everyone in the whole world living in some kind of peace and harmony. And of course, there's a lot of things that prevent that from happening, from being possible. All the differences, all the disagreements, all the different likes and dislikes, and very many things that would prevent that from being possible. But nevertheless, there could always be some kind of way to find ourselves reaching that or achieving that. Um, Now, this might sound a little bit crazy because most people who really believe it's going to happen have some kind of faith and God's going to do it, spirituality is going to do it, some kind of mystical energy is going to do it, and people who don't think it's possible, well, maybe some people who are atheists or just scientists think that it could happen through some sort of technology or whatever. But I think the way the first to approach it from a perspective I'm speaking of now is the technological way, because if we can convince the scientists and the atheists of a way for world peace and show how it would be possible, show a model that could make it achievable, then we're talking about something that everyone can get on board with. And science is meant to be a provable, undeniable fact that's there, it's proven. Whereas God is, you have to have faith. It's not like you can scientifically prove God. God has chosen to stay out of the picture. You can't say, well, God does exist. How? Prove it. Well, there he is over there. You can't point and say, there he is. Look, he's not. He's hiding. He's using faith. So a scientific method to prove um, love and goodness and kindness and happiness and peace and create world peace would be an ultimate move, an ultimate way forward to achieving that. Technologically, then, how could you achieve world peace? Well, all religions promise utopia or paradise or world peace or a better world or a heaven or some sort of future of everything being perfect. Could we build that? Could scientists build that? Take, for example, everlasting life. Could it be given as an option that people could have perfect health, perfect life, never grow old, and death being simply a choice to individual beings as to when, how, and if they want that? Yes, genetically, the human race could be modified. Genetically, it could be done. I think they already know how to do it. The question was being discussed quite a number of years ago, about 10 years ago now, on a programme in the United Kingdom, as to the question coming up as now that they've got all this information, this genetic stuff, is it going to be an issue of who can afford it, or is it going to be an issue of who's the best person to give it to? So there's one factor, but that in itself doesn't bring world peace. That just you know. So step two: how do you get people to live together in peace? Well, now this is a stretch because we're still working on this particular level of technology, although in a sense we already have it. And in a sense, some people already believed it already existed, and it's something we're already doing even now, is virtual reality. Now, virtual reality is a fantastic and amazing thing if you could use it in conjunction with something that's already existed for thousands of years, dreams. Now, if a dream could be controlled by a computer, a virtual reality dream, imagine people able to have their own space as real as the real world, their real physical body being looked after and maintained. Now, there's an issue as well. How would that work? What would be happening in the real world if you create another world like this? Well, obviously, this doesn't sound very good because of all the conspiracy. Oh no, but this would go wrong and that would go. Forget about all that just now. Just think if we could find the way to do it in the most positive way, and how that might actually or could potentially look. Everyone asleep, being looked after perfectly in their physical body, maintained for ever if they choose, or a period of time that they've chosen, 100 years, 1,000 years, million years, whatever they've opted for, and exist only within this virtual world. This as real in every possible way as this one: smell, taste, touch, but everything has a button, everything has a computer interface to control it, so the individual being is in complete control of their own life. Everybody is in a virtual game, and the game is in God mode for everyone. You set up your own room, your own house, your own place, your living quarters, and who's allowed in, who's allowed to teleport in, magically teleport, who's allowed to not come in. Everything could be on a control. You like this person, you want to invite them, they're allowed in. Other people you can put on a list that they can just pop in whenever they feel like it, and they just magically appear. And you say, oh, you're doing that too much, and I was doing other things, you're distracting me, I'm going to put you on pause for a little while, or I'm going to close the doors. All the options, everything you could possibly imagine. You wouldn't even need to create a physical world that looks like this physical reality. You could build a different planet, different rules, all completely. But who comes in and who shares that reality with you? People who have the same ideas, your peers, people who have the same desires and wants and the same kind of future that they want to share, the same kind of people who would genuinely be friends to you. A sort of interface like a really super advanced virtual reality Facebook, where you have a tremendous amount of control, well, God mode control over that reality. Now, in a sense, Alan Watts, the philosopher Alan Watts, he speaks of a video on YouTube. If you search Alan Watts Dreams of a Life, he talks about what if you could just go to bed at night and have a dream for 75 years, and that 75 years you could do anything you want and have this dream and create your own reality and all this magical stuff. And each night you get more and more adventurous until eventually you switch off your memory system and you go in there blind, so that you can enjoy a programmed preset scenario, and then come out and say, whoa, that felt much more real and whatever. And you get more and more adventurous, rescuing princesses from dragons and all kinds of scenarios and situations that you get involved in, until eventually, he says, you find yourself one day sitting in the audience, listen to me giving you this lecture, suggesting the possibility that that's what we're already doing now, and everything that's happening is our choice. And there's a large group of people who are spiritual, who've left religion, who believe this kind of thing is true, and that's what we're already doing. But we're working on missions to make this world, as we've always been promised through every religion, some kind of eventual heaven or paradise on earth, to a goal. Now, some people might not want that, but then that's why we said at the beginning, there's the option for this life going on is an optional factor. It's like we shouldn't be forcing anybody to do anything. But the way I personally believe it is, it's possible that since the energy that creates the universe appears to be, from my perspective, conscious energy, the universe is made of consciousness. It's made of a dream. Maybe that's not true. Maybe that is. But scientists are talking about quantum mechanics and how observing the physical universe can alter it to becoming solid rather than a wavelength of energy. All kinds of stuff like that. So basically, what about that? What about a move towards the possibility of a heaven on earth? Could that actually achieve a world peace? Would that be a realistic system to create it? Maybe it already exists and it's just going to magically pop out and say, maybe one day we all wake up and we realise we're all having a big laugh, the whole world's all laughing at the same time at the cosmic joke that we were all sharing this dream, and we all go back into our own personal God mode universe and create our next scenario that we want to enjoy. maybe we're already doing it. Or maybe we should build it. So, virtual reality. If we could make it that good, could that be the answer to get the last few people who don't really want world peace? Maybe they want to enjoy scenarios of fights and battles and wars. Why not let them do that? Why not let them have their own little virtual reality room where they can enjoy doing that? We could even include, or they could include, because it's their choice, a little respawn feature. So when they do get killed, they just respawn, start over again, and boom, bada boom, bada boom. Anyhow, I just thought that this was something I'd like to present as a possible method for world peace. Although probably a more realistic one for most people might be that God himself actually steps in and does something, or that some spiritual being finally ascends to God mode and turns into a being of energy or of light and transmits that energy throughout the entire planet to everyone, giving everyone God mode here on Earth, indestructible, can't be killed, can't die. If tomorrow we all woke up and nobody could be hurt and nobody could die, nothing else was different, wars would quickly end when you realised we're just punching each other, the other person wasn't feeling it if they didn't want to, and wasn't dying if they didn't want to. Wars would just end. The real issues could then be dealt with. The real issues is not how do we end war, is how do we make friends. Instead of needing to have money to buy things, we would need to have friendship. Friendship and love would become the currency to expand our world, to make our world better. You have your own personal private universe in this virtual reality concept. Nobody's in there with you except you until you add your first friend on your Facebook list in your virtual reality, which is as real as this reality. And you add your first friend, they knock on the door, come in, sit down on your couch, and you have a cup of tea. So basically, I think it is possible that we could achieve world peace. We're going to keep trying to get it through at the moment. How are we going to do it? At the moment, we're going to possibly try and save up enough money, get enough people who agree that world peace is desirable. How, where, how, the rules, the method, the system doesn't have to be agreed on. You just have to agree. You get 1 billion people to agree we need world peace. 1 billion people all agree and say, right, how are we going to do this? They could just use £1 each and have $1 billion, and either feed all of the hungry people that they could for $1 billion and say, look, in the name of world peace, the rest of you in the world there, come and join us, help us, we're trying to make a better world. Or they could just use the $1 billion to do a research project to build that virtual reality machine, that device, that research. Many systems, many things, but if the one simple single thing that people could agree on, yes, this method is not working, people are dying, people are going thirsty, people are going hungry, we need to solve that. Let's work on that. Let's do that. That is what we need to unite people on, not on we're going to do it by this method, or we're going to do over there, these people here have got a great idea. Because the world peace at the moment doesn't exist because everybody wants world peace. The Christians want world peace, and in order to get it, kill the Muslims. Muslims want world peace. In order to get it, kill the Christians. Everybody, everywhere, with their own idea. Every country wants world peace, but in order to get it, take over the United Nations and we'll be the rulers of the world. In order to get world peace, we have to first of all recognise that we have to give everybody what they want, not get world peace under my rules, my method, my system. I'm in charge, and you've all got to do what I say. Anyway, just a few thoughts. I was going to do this live, but it was playing up, so it didn't work. Anyway, I'll put this up on possibly YouTube and Facebook, I think.